Hi guys, and welcome back to episode 10 of my Ymir multiplayer series. So, not too much has been happening, but there is a few noticeable things I've done that I wanted to note down and let you guys know, to follow on from when I come back to this episode, probably in a day or two's time. So, I've actually gone for metallurgy. I have set quite a few miners. We've got the 4 miners from just the clay mines. But then I've also assigned 8 flint miners in my capital, not to mine flint, to simply go for this research. So I've got 12 out of my 13 miners on this research, and that's taken me a day and about 18 hours. So we're 8 hours in, still got a long way to go. But 80% chance to succeed, odds are in our favour. But if I do lose this, it's not the resource. Missing 12 people is a lot. I could put those 12 people into much more profitable areas of the economy, but I really do want to get metallurgy. Not only will we save workers, as you can see here with the new toolmaker level 2, we can also start exploiting the copper we have down here in Southfields, where we do have spare jobs. And I can also grow the population more if I really need to. But we've also already hit our cap. Because of this though, Redwood isn't producing really any clay anymore. I'm relying on Clayton. But Clayton does need more people. There is 8 slots for miners, so we've only got 5 out of the 8 miners. And with that, we're producing 2.6 clay. So we'll probably produce around 3.4 clay. Around 3 clay. But that isn't enough to fully sustain our officials, but it's good enough. Once we get Redwood back open though, and we're producing 2 plus clay in Redwood, we will have enough clay to produce pottery. So that's going to be good. Also though, I am doing herbalism. Herbalism is immensely important. I'm assuming most of my viewers are quite competent with Ymir and they're familiar with the doctors and getting the herbal research. But if you're not, herbalism gives you doctoring and allows you to place a doctor's building, which takes 1 worker, and they generate 8 health, which may not sound that much, but if you watch my tutorial series, you remember how much I emphasise that 8 health. That is substantial. It's the equivalent of several levels of housing upgrade. It's really, really good. So that will massively boost our population, and we'll have the food to fulfill that. Meat, almost fully fulfilling meat. Apples, we are fully fulfilling apples, and even though we're only at 17.3 at the moment, we also are producing apples in our hamlet, and I've got some of the farmers away doing herbalism, so we're going to be producing about 18.5, 19 apples, and I've got spare slots on these farms, so apples and meat, we're absolutely golden. We just need more workers to get more butcher workers for meat. So even though we're not matching it, it's just the workers. And then speaking of workers, 101 jobs, and we're getting another 9. So we're going to hopefully get up to about 110 porco workers. So then once we complete metallurgy, hopefully we pass it, we will get another 12 workers free. Well, another 8 workers free. Finally though, we've got obsidian weaponry, no interest in that, we don't have any obsidian, and I don't care about getting the better units. But privileges, we've unlocked privileges. The only thing we're missing is 5 adornments, and so what I've been doing is I've got our shell makers back up, and we're making 0.5 adornments per tick. We're very close to getting that done actually, we've got 4 out of the 5 adornments. What privileges unlocks? Basically an early form of taxation, where our leader takes a portion of the wealth generated in the territory, but it also now adds a new policy called superior leader, which I'm assuming means that we get legitimacy based on how much wealth the leader has, which will improve our legitimacy, but I'm not entirely sure. So overall, quite a few things have been happening, but we're really just waiting for growth to happen. I'm just waiting to get more workers, to fulfill more clothing, fulfill more industries, so we can grow even further or get better research done. Because looking here, clothes, we're actually matching demand. In fact, we're over demand, 4.4. So we do ideally need 9, but for some reason, I don't understand that. In a gift economy, half the population refuse to take it for whatever reason. But when we do get more workers, I'm going to put another civilization point into leather clothes. Well, sorry, a civilization point into consumption of leather clothes. I can start producing leather clothes, and we can hopefully offset that half. So it'll be half leather clothes and half clothes. But looking at the leather, oh my goodness, 369 leather is unbelievably. I've never had this much leather before. I didn't think it was even really possible to get this much leather spare in the early game, but we just haven't been using it. It's just been stacking up. And producing 5.5 per tick will have plenty to supply our leather clothes industry. Okay, this is interesting. We found copper next to this guy, just above him, and this is a good location as well with a forest. But it's too far away for us to set up any new. Well, if I was going for a new city, I definitely could, but we can't make new cities at the moment. All right, I may have to take on these hostile natives. Yeah, none of these primitives have any carrots or wheat. Because yeah, the other resource we can grow is wheat, carrots and apples. We're already producing apples, and I want to grow all our own food sources in these hamlets, but I just don't have any. So that is what I could spend some SID points on to grow the population even further, because new food types come with their own health and life quality bonuses. So I do want to get some new food types. But that is all for this first part of the video. Hopefully when I come back, a little bit more has happened. If not, it would just simply be updating the situation further. Hi guys, and welcome back to episode 10. So, it's been 2 days since I've done any sort of video, and that is because the technologies I've been working on, as I'm sure I mentioned last time, was the long technologies of herbalism and metallurgy. And they both passed. Extremely happy about that. 50% chance of herbalism, around an 80% chance of metallurgy. They both passed. Episode 11, I'm going to cover everything to do with metallurgy. And this episode, I'm going to cover what has happened with herbalism and some of the more recent technologies. So I don't think I actually even covered metallurgy or herbalism. Did I? I can't remember. Herbalism, I think I said, but metallurgy, I decided I was going to do. So if I haven't covered it, I'll quickly say now. Metallurgy, I decided to set some flint workers and get them all working on getting metallurgy, which would take around a day and a half. That's finally done, so we can now exploit the copper source to our south. But this episode, I want to talk about two technologies. Herbalism, which is unlocked doctoring, and privileges, which is another technology I just unlocked. Well, unlocked yesterday, actually. So privileges unlocks 2 new policies, which I haven't implemented yet because I wanted to record them and also play around with how they are. But this is superior leader, which massively reduces your oligarchy support. But it adds a new thing, which is importance of the leader. So you can see here, leader superiority. We've got 11, but this isn't counting. Now, if I add superior leader, this will come to our legitimacy, but it will at the same time minus 10 from the oligarchy support. So it will cost us 10 upkeep and 5 state power to really have no effect. But if you pair, so what leader superiority is leader's personal wealth, +1 per level of wealth. If we come here and we add privileges has now been improved. Privileges gives 2 leader superiority, but it also then, obviously, the more wealth your leader has, the more the more legitimacy you get. So this now generates more legitimacy as well, but at the same time, it generates more conflict. So I need to have a think. I don't think I'm going to go with privileges and leader superiority yet. Not worth it, because it's going to cost so much in upkeep, and it's a great extra conflict. I don't want that. But looking at technologies I've now got available, alliance marriages, this is a new one, not interested in this. It simply allows us to have a subordinate, so we're allowed to create a very small nation. No interest in that. But this very important technology, barter. In fact, it's such an important technology, I actually recorded a standalone video covering this. So 100% chance to complete, very quick, only 4 hours, and just 5 artisans. This technology is groundbreaking, and And they've changed it up a little bit. So it's still got the market stand of the merchant, and obviously it unlocks a policy of barter, but it now allows stockable money with the barter policy, and it instantly disables the gift economy, but unlocks production transfers, because with our hamlets at the moment, I have to manually pick up resources and drop them off here. Really frustrating. And it means if I'm not online, I can't do that. What bartering unlocks is our goods are automatically transferred to our capital, which means the clay from Clayton instantly comes here, the apples, the cows. That is really, really important. So another thing has also changed, guys. Because I've got metallurgy, I can now build house level 2. House level 2 is now slightly harder, and it's gone from needing mud to mud bricks. That may not seem like a big change, but in my opinion, that's a very considerable change. Not only do I have to wait a lot longer for mud bricks to come out, I also have to spend a lot of jobs on them and civ points on producing mud bricks. So my plan was to get the copper, get our tool makers up, start producing axes, and really start upgrading all our level 1 houses before I switch to barter. Now houses need mud bricks. We don't even have the mud bricks technology. That's going to probably take a couple of days for that to appear, take days to research, civ points to actually make mud bricks. I'm not very interested now in waiting, because all this time is wasted time for bartering. So I think what I'm going to do, guys, is I've already started researching bartering, as you just saw there. Oh no, I didn't. Oh, I thought I did. I'm going to start researching bartering, but actually I think I'm going to switch to bartering straight away, because bartering massively reduces conflict, and it increases massively, again, building efficiency, which means even though I'm going to have to start paying for all my resources, if I want to build a new building or buy tools, I have to actually pay for it. Actually, all our buildings produce more, and it also means that I am producing, even though yes, I'm having to pay for it, I actually am producing faster, in my opinion, than with the gift economy. Because before, gift economy didn't have community work, so gift economy was way, way, way easier. Now, in my opinion, and rightly so, Ronky Pork has actually made gift economy more balanced. So switching to barter is a much less steep thing, and it's just got more benefits. So I'm going to switch to bartering straight away and work on the metallurgy a little bit more with less priority. So I'm not trying to rush metallurgy instantly, but I do want to work on that. But this episode, or the last bit of this episode, I've already talked for quite a lot, is I'm simply going to get the rest of the doctors down, because doctors have also changed. Before, you only needed 1 doctor, and it would generate 0.7 doctoring, just like now, but that would give 8 health service, plus 8 health from health services to all your porcos. Now, and again, rightly so, it's fair, Ronky Pork has fixed either that bug or just that feature, and made it so now you only receive health related to how much of the demand you fill. So currently, we're fulfilling 38% of the doctoring service, and so we only get 38% of the 8 health, and 38% of the 8 health is around 3.7 health per person. So we actually need to build more doctors to get that full health benefit. So I've already got 4 set up, and I'm going to try and get the other 10, because I need around 10. So I've got a bit of clay spare, but I just want to get them in, and I'm doing them spaced out, because I would like to do this. Give them a nice little green sort of hedge. I just really like that. And here we go. So this is our row of now 4 new doctors. And then a little road here. There we go. I'm going to set these all to critical, because my belief is doctors are immensely important in increasing the size of your city. So even though it takes 1 worker, so it would take 10 people to fulfill our doctoring demand, each doctor, at the very least, creates 2 new working porcos. So you always get a net 1 profit from these in workers. So they're very useful, and they just create 2 wealth without using up any resources. So doctors are very useful in Ymir. So another thing I want to talk about is the civ points. We've still got 4 civ points, and I'm now fulfilling clothes. well, I'm supplying 3 point. Let's have a look at this actually. Oh, that's it. Yeah, because I'm using the artisan. So I am matching this 4.8 tomorrow. I'm at 4.4. And I have the production capability to increase that if I need to. Meat, I'm still just not matching meat, just because the artisan gone down. But I do want to get more butchers. But I am tempted to put a sieve point into meat. Production efficiency is plus 20%, and natural source productivity is plus 15. So it is quite profitable. Because at the moment we've got a lot of butchers. We've got 8 butchers, and we're not even fulfilling the 12 demand. But I need to have a think about that. Apples we're fulfilling fine. Look at it, 519 leather. I can't believe that. We're just producing so much. So I really, yeah, in fact now I've already starting to make. So that is really the end to this episode. What I've done is I've got doctoring, and I'm slowly getting my doctors set up, and I want to aim to get 10 doctors to fully match this doctoring service, get 100% of that, and we can massively grow the population. Already looking at this, we've got 112 working porcos, and we're getting another 11 more. So we are continuing to grow and grow. To match this growth, I'm building more butchers, and I'm going to be increasing our farm sizes. And now with barter on the way, I'm going to be able to assign more fields per farm, because building efficiency goes up, but also because there's automatic transfer of goods. My hamlets that are producing apples and cows will now be able to take up more land and produce more. So our hamlets are going to become more useful. But also with bartering, I'm going to really want to match our tannering and all of this to generate the wealth needed to generate me money, so I can pay things off. Because we're going to go from community work to a money system. So this is all going to be happening very quickly, guys. So I hope you're ready, and I hope you're excited, because now we're getting into the good stuff. We're done from that early primitive game where nothing much is really happening, to now bigger and better production lines, loads more people, more important technologies to think about, and with now metallurgy, a lot of stuff on the way. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I'm going to be recording episode 11 straight after, covering metallurgy. I hope you'll be there to watch it. Thanks for watching this episode. Like and subscribe. The last video did really well for likes, so the people who've been watching it, thank you a lot for doing that. It's really helping out with the channel. And yeah, I'll see you in the next episode.